What is your true potential? And what's going to happen if you know how to unlock that potential yourself? Do you think there's going to be a difference in your life? Do you think there's going to be a difference in terms of the outcomes that you're going to get? And do you think that your happiness levels are going to increase? So today I'd like to talk to you about a process to unlock your own potential. We're in day 4 of this challenge to take an idea and convert it into 1 ounce of pure gold. I'm Dreyer. If you're new to this channel, welcome. And I'm a modern day alchemist. I'm also a wealth creator, and a wealth creator knows how to create, to grow, to protect, and to enjoy their wealth. And wealth, by the way, if you look at the root word of wealth, you're going to find it means well-being. And that means well-being in all areas of your life. So in order to reach that state of well-being, it means that we need to become the best version of ourselves. And it's going to be a lifelong process. So I've got in my hand this seed. This seed is a palm seed, Cocos plumosa. It belongs to this tree. Now, on this floor, there's approximately 10,000 of these seeds. But none of these seeds are going to become a tree like this. Why not? It's got all the potential, because the potential is there to become a tree just like this. But it's not going to happen, for the simple fact that it needs something to unlock the potential. Now, if the conditions are 100% perfect, in other words, if the environment is right, some of these seeds naturally will start to turn into seedlings and plants eventually. But 99% of the time, the conditions are not perfect. And exactly the same thing happens in our lives. The conditions that we're born in, to most people, will not be great conditions. But the problem is, we're sitting with two, let's call it conditions. We're sitting with two environments. And most people don't get it, because we get an inner environment, the you, the true you, and then we get our outer environment. And we are conditioned to think in terms of our outer environment, that is where things need to happen. And it's not the case. It's always on the inner side. So we need to unlock our potential. Why? Because we've got a mind. We've got a conscious, subconscious, and conscious mind. And we can consciously control the outcome. In other words, we control our environment. This plant has got no say in the environment. I've planted it here, and therefore this plant needs to stay here. It hasn't got a mind of its own to create a new environment. I need to make sure that its environment is right. And this is where the problem comes in. When we're born, that environment is extremely hostile to us, and we need to survive. So in the beginning, in the first couple of years, we are 100% dependent on someone else. So they are creating our environment, and therefore they determine our potential for us without us knowing it. So unless we get to a stage where we understand that we can control our own mindset and that we can create our outer environment through our inner environment, because that's where it all starts. It starts with the mind. Everything that you see on this stand that I've got here on my house, everything was created by myself and my wife. Why? Because we know how to tap into our inner mind in order to create exactly the same thing, to take an idea and turn it into 1 ounce of gold. So the potential, the way to unlock it is to have the skills. This plant hasn't got any skills. Genetically, it's programmed, and if it's in the right environment, it's going to become a tree like this that's going to bear fruit year in, year out, year in, year out. But without the right environment, it's not going to grow. So it needs our skills, my skill, to turn the seed into a plant. So I could take each and every one of these seeds, and by the way, I've done it like 18 years ago, and within a year, I had 25,000 of these plants. Now, this is the potential that we've got. Now, the difference is it needs our skill in order to unlock it. Now, to unlock your potential, you cannot rely on someone else's skill. And this is what we do, because as a child, we rely on other people to support us, to feed us, and to protect us. But as a grown-up, I need to change my perception. I need to understand that I need to develop my own set of skills through the conscious mind, consciously, so that those skill sets become unconscious. I'm not aware of it. It's stored within my subconscious mind. And then, almost unconsciously, let the subconscious direct you to whatever you want and whatever you want to create. But to do that, we need the skills. There's the inner skill, to know myself and to unlock the potential. And then there's the outer skill that I'm going to use in order to create my environment and my reality. So if I want to turn an idea, this is basically an idea, and I want to turn it into this, I need the skills to be able to do it. And the outer skills are completely different skills from the inner skills. So if you're not prepared to put in the time and the effort to unlock that, only skills will unlock an idea into an ounce of gold, or into millions, or into a property like this, or into a car, or into whatever, without going to the bank and selling your time in order to create that. And I think that is where the trick comes in, because there's always an easy way out. If you rely on other people and you rely on a job, and as soon as you've got a job, you can take your paycheck to the bank, and then you rely on the bank, and the bank is going to give you the money in order to buy the car. So to a certain extent, people think that they manifest a car, but that's the wrong manifestation and the wrong way of doing it. According to me, there's nothing wrong really with that. If that is what you want, that is perfect. But just know that by doing it that way, you are not developing yourself. You are not unlocking the true potential, because everything was given to us. Everything is for free. But it takes a lot of time and effort to understand ourselves. And that is where the biggest gift is the ability to understand ourselves and to unlock our potential. So thank you for listening. Thank you for joining this challenge. And the challenge that I've got for you today is basically to write down. You don't have to write it down in the comments unless you want to. But take a piece of paper and look at the different areas in your life. And then say, if you have the ability to unlock your true potential, who will you be? Where will you be? What will your environment look like? That's where we're going to start. We need to get an idea. The idea is, I am not happy with where I am, if that is the case. If it's the case, write it down. I'm happy. I'm happy with my environment. I don't want another house. I don't want another car. I don't want a bigger balance sheet. I'm happy. Then look at your relationships. Where are you in the different social relationships and your family and stuff like that? Then look at your health. If you can design a perfect you and design the perfect environment in which you can flourish and you can become a tree like this that's going to bear thousands, 5, 10, 15,000 seeds per year, every year, who is that person that you need to become? Because unless that is clear, this idea into gold is actually useless. Because the reason for the gold is to do something with it. Maybe it's an investment, but maybe it's to pay for and convert and exchange that for, I don't know, a TV or a shirt or whatever. But once you've got that, once you understand your potential, then you'll know that you are basically unlimited. You've got the perfect unlimited potential for yourself. So thanks for your time, and I'll see you then in day 5.